That is the new S-Class S580e. I've been waiting for a long time because everybody's taking turn to record the video, but I decided to not wait anymore because this car is black and you can't see much out of it, but everybody is around that car. So have a longer look. That's the only variant available in Malaysia. Alright, prices is gonna be higher than the current S-Class. Again, like a lot of cars that were launched in Malaysia, they have to wait for the government authorities to, approve their submission of prices in order to calculate the taxation and all that. But let me tell you this, I know a lot of people want to know the price, but the actual S-Class customers don't bother about the price. It's the same as you walking into Zara or whatever. I mean, how expensive can it be, right? The customers for the S-Class, like that's a potential customer there, they don't care about the price because how expensive it's gonna be. It's not gonna be 2 million, it's not gonna be 1.5 million. There's no difference between 650,000 or 850,000 for them. It's the same. They just want to know how soon can I get my car, right? That's the S-Class customer profile we're talking about. Okay, so yes, it's different from those who ask, hey, is the C-Class 260 or 280, why is it 10 or 20 more or less than the whatever? All right, these are S-Class customers we're talking about. Okay, it's jam-packed with features. Let me tell you, it's just packed with features. I know these are a bit too descriptive, right? Digital light, and you just look at the jewel effect going on in here. It's just crazy, the amount of tech that they have. All right, now these are what they call high def LED lights. The pixels allow a more defined projection of lights, boundaries. Basically it's just better than whatever we have out there now. And obviously this is an S-Class. It's packed with a ton of technology. Okay, let me just talk about a few things that, I mean, a lot of things from this car we've known. If you're a car guy, you would have known from the global press releases, right? Rear wheel steer, augmented reality. But for them to spec it into Malaysian cars, I'm happy to see that. All right, I'll give you some examples. You look at how Tana is sitting now. Do you notice it's not like S580LE or something. There's no L, right? But he's sitting in the proper boss position. How's the comfort? Alright, so I'll go to that later because the interior is really dark. Alright, I just want to say that I'll give you an example. Things that your car, oh my god, sorry, it caught my attention here. I just have to pause here for a while. Look at how beautifully finished the door handles are. That's how you make people feel that they're in some top of the line car. Okay, I'll give you an example. This is Malaysia spec, alright? You're sitting here, another car's coming to hit the car. Of course, we have side airbags, curtain airbags, pre-collision and all that. The seatbelts will pull you in. All this sensory stuff will happen. But what will also happen is this. There is a air here that will immediately inflate, push the driver in. Or if the car comes from that side, that will inflate and push the passenger in as well. It's a bit crazy. Excellent soundproofing, so that I cut off that DJ's annoying voice. Alright, that's the interior. Alright, open pore wood, the entire surface of it. And this whole digital screen. There's a lot of smart systems over here. There are cameras up here that monitors my movement. Say for example, if I look here, I'll be adjusting, when I adjust the mirror, right? If I look here, I'll be adjusting this mirror. If I look there, I'll be adjusting that mirror. All right. There's also a 3D effect on the dashboard, but obviously the key is not here. I cannot start the car. I cannot do anything with it. The whole dashboard has been simplified to just aircon vents and the touch panel for interaction. All right, and everything else is just solidity of build is very nice. All right, and these are assembled locally in Malaysia. They added these rubber seals. All right, and of course you get wireless charging, USBs. Those we don't even need to mention anymore, right? So the car has a camera that actually records the road, projects here, and then it has augmented reality, you know, projected onto the screen. And of course here there's a 3D effect. Front passengers and rear passengers, both they get, how do I open this? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I can't. Anyway, front and rear passengers can use the voice command, you know, and it's the first car also with frontal airbag for rear passengers. All right, and all these are really nice. Remember we mentioned that car makers can't run away from having vertical aircon vents. Mercedes did it. Horizontal aircon vents, but on top. You know, it's a revelation to see aircon vents and infotainment screens swap places. And I think Mercedes solved it. All right, all these are as beautiful as they are. The sharp Burmester laser cut is there. Okay, the rear seats. Look at the seatbelt buckle. There are lights. These are all the things that your car doesn't do. Right, the iPad tablet is not here. Okay. Oh my god, it's just really nice. Really, really nice. Alright, finishing and all. Cool. So, the whole car feels just as well finished as it were. And sitting in here with the moving screen out there gives me an impression that I'm rotating and makes me feel a bit dizzy. Yeah. Oh, 我会头晕哦。啊？你坐在里面？我跟你讲啊，你坐在里面，你会觉得你的车在转。那你看后面，看旁边，你会觉得你在里面转。Anyway, yep, that's the S-Class. Tight schedules, everybody needs to video something. So retractable door handles or hidden door handles, 19-inch wheels, a lot of airbags. It's the pinnacle. Put it this way, Rolls-Royce or Bentley wouldn't be able to give you the latest technology in luxury car. The only car that will give you that is the S-Class. The latest S-Class will always show people what will be available in the next 5 or 10 years in your next luxury car. Alright, they have always been known to be the ones that pushes boundaries. Alright, so the latest technology, latest safety systems, whatever they can put in, they will. Now some people ask me, why only the hybrid? Alright, actually I welcome it. It's a 3-liter, you know, turbocharged hybrid. I welcome this. First of all, S-Class customers, they're not afraid of battery replacement costs, right? The battery replacement cost wouldn't cost as much as their full car PPF costs, right? To them, they buy these cars, they own them for about 3 years or so, and then they sell it, right? then they will change to another car, 3 to 5 years. All right, so it's perfectly within the lifespan of the car. And this car now also, on paper, 100 kms of full charge usage. All right, and why? I have to say this. Plug-in hybrids has a driving mode every day when you leave home or every day when you leave office, when you're fully charged, as per se. You're in the kind of comfort that you get from a plug-in hybrid is incomparable to ICE cars. All right. However quiet a Rolls-Royce is, it is never as quiet as a car without its engine started. You know, it's just roll by quietly. You know, so yeah. So I think this suits the character or the usage of the car perfectly well. All right. So, yep, that's the new S-Class. Technological powerhouse. Interior is, there's a lot of things you need to digest. Visually, it isn't as immediately pleasing to the eye as opposed to the previous generation, right? And of course, the familiarity of this design language that was, you know, shown in the E-Class and the C-Class doesn't help either, because if now if the car is parked there without any badging, I would have struggled to guess whether it's an E-Class or an S-Class. But it's obvious that this is Mercedes' intention to blur that boundary. Yeah, why not? The strategy is not to impress the S-Class customer that they have a different design. The strategy of Mercedes is to impress the C-Class and E-Class customers that they have a car that looks like the S-Class. Whereas the S-Class customers, they don't care. They don't care about the price. They don't care about all these little details. They just buy their S-Class and use, because they know, as cliche as it is, the new luxury has arrived, because they always have the latest stuff. All right. Yeah, that's your typical S-Class customers. Sold out to Q1, end of Q1 2022 without knowing the price, right? That's the typical customer. They went in, I want a new S-Class. They're not asking about the price. They ask how much to book, because they know the price is around the range of anywhere from 650,000 to 800 or 50,000. You know, they don't care. You know, they can afford it. And these are not people who take 9-year loans to buy S-Class, right? People take 9-year loans to buy C-Class. They don't take 9-year loans to buy S-Class. So they just went in. How much is the booking? 50k, 100k? They just book, and boom, they're done. Choose their color. All right, there we go. I can only review that much today. I can only go around it that much because very limited. All right, but I can walk around this car to give you a better look, because that car is black. All right. Yeah. The previous one certainly looks more luxurious. This one looks technological, right? Touchscreen and all, retractable this, retractable that. All right, that's the new S-Class.
When I switched to Pro Mileage, in my case, I got 46-47% of savings for that car.
Pro Mileage was the only one that gave me 5,000 extra value to cover, yet still cheaper, a lot less.
Turn up!